Here is some info and tasting notes on the Glenlivet Founders Reserve. So the Glenlivet Founders Reserve is what they refer to as a no age statement whiskey. So it doesn't have an age statement on the label. It doesn't have a specific amount of time that all the whiskey was aged for. Although obviously being coming from a malt distillery, it's going to have spent a fair amount of time, probably looking at between 8 to 10 years, I'd imagine. But they've blended the whiskey inside of this single malt purely because they are trying to achieve a specific flavor profile. I think the issue that they had was with their 12-year-old, their demand increased so rapidly that for a period of time they actually had to take it off the market in the UK. And as a result, this was phased in before they pulled the 12-year-old in order to try and pick up the slack and try and get people to drink something else within their portfolio, because they just couldn't keep up with demand. They grew quite rapidly to one of the top single malt whiskies that was being sold in the world. So this was something that they had to bring in to try and pick up on that demand that was being waged by the general public. So this is quite interesting because it goes to show that just because a whiskey doesn't have an age statement on it doesn't mean it's a terrible whiskey. So this here has been aged only in American oak cask. Some of them have been first fill, so you do get a slightly darker color on it because the first fill cask has only been used once before, and then they use it for the whiskey directly after that. So quite a nice kind of richer color that comes off of it. The nose here is really pleasant. You're going to get apples, you're going to get kind of orchard fruit, that kind of pear apple vibe that comes through from it, but you also get a tropical note. So if you push through, you might get like a pineapple sweetness, but also kind of a ripe banana. So quite interesting on the nose, something a little bit different, something a little bit unusual. If you have a go on the palate of that, you're going to be looking for quite a nice creaminess, so really good mouthfeel to it. You're going to look at sweet toffee notes coming through. You're going to be looking at vanilla, hints of maltiness, but you're also going to be looking at kind of a touch of orange at the end of that, which is really fun. So it just goes to show you that when somebody like the master distiller, Alan Winchester for the Glenlivet, gets to play around and create something specifically for a set flavor profile, they're able to get quite creative. So you get quite a nice kind of mouthfeel going on. You get lots of really pleasant flavors that work really well together. So it's not one that's going to blow your socks off, but as a everyday sipping whiskey, it's a great choice that you'll probably find yourself easily gliding through a fair amount of the bottle before you realize it. So I hope you enjoyed the Glenlivet Founders Reserve.